up, everybody? I want to pop on here real quick. Been in conference all freaking day long. Pop on here real quick. Because even in the conference, I noticed some stuff. You know, the Bible says the lack of knowledge, the thing that is doing us the most harm. So, conference today, I'm sitting there and I'm listening to what everybody is saying, and I'm doing this while I'm doing my live. So, I'm listening to what everybody else is saying, and I'm absorbing some stuff, and at the same time, noticing some stuff too. So I know you guys follow me. You kind of know what's going on in my life. And so because these situations are taking place in my life, I decided that I was going to help other people have spiritual intelligence. See, it's important that we gain spiritual intelligence. The first thing before I even jump into this, I want you guys to understand there's only one spirit on this planet. It looks like many things, but it's only one true thing here. It's omnipresent and it's omnipotent and it's all there is. Okay, that's the key. So I'm going to jump into these 10 commandments because I want y'all to really understand what the 10 commandments mean, because a lot of people don't really get it. Number 1, no other God before me. Thou shalt not have no other God before me. That means you can't love other people more than you love yourself. Because see, that love that you have for another person, that other person can lead you astray. God says, I am with you, and I'm with you always. And so he gives you your intuition, your inner knowing. And no one can take that away from you, your inner knowing. You have the ability to make the correct decision when you follow your own intuition, what you are saying to you, not what someone else is saying to you. 2, thou shalt not have any graven images of God. God is only unconditional love. Anything other than love, you are serving another God. You're not serving the Most High God if you're operating in a space of greed and self come up, that kind of stuff. But that's a whole nother commandment. 3, not to take the Lord's name in vain. The Lord's Prayer, each and every person is a Lord. So I cannot, it's against the law for me to take your name in vain. That's a spiritual law. I cannot take your name in vain. Anywhere. That's contractual law. Remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. I think that one is self-explanatory. You pick your Sabbath day. Some people say Sabbath, some people say Sunday. Pick it, pick it. It's your world. You do you, boo. Honor thy mother and thy father so that your days will may be longer. That one is so simplistic. You honor the people whether they were there or not. I was adopted. So it took me years to learn how to honor my mother because she gave me life. And what I do with my life is my choice and my decision. But because she gave me life, I honor her. I honor my father. Even though I never met him, I bless and praise his path because I don't have to know you. You gave me life. 6, thou shalt not kill. Why do you think we should not kill one another? Because when you take life, your life is taken from you. When you take a life, your life then becomes taken from you. What you do to one person is done unto you. Life is so simple. We make it so hard, y'all. Thou shalt not steal. Now, we're not talking about just, going into the Family Dollar and stealing some soap and stuff like that. Stealing means not to willingly impede another's success, restrain another, take advantage in any way contrary to love. So if I'm going to do something to you and I'm operating out of my worldly mind because I want what you got, that's not love. That's a whole nother level. You're trying to take something that does not belong to you. You look foolish, and the universe is going to give you justice. Justice in it. Don't bear false witness on people. That should be simple too. Do not lie on people. When you lie on people, guess what happens? Those lies unravel. And who are they going to unravel on? They're going to unravel on you. You can't lie on nobody and think that your lie going to stand. It's a God. It's a spiritual being here that will not allow that thing to go forth. It's a fool think that you can override the Most High God. It's a fool think that somebody can take what was given to you by God by lying. What? We don't do that to one another. Don't covet what other people have. That means don't want what somebody else got. That you have the strength and the ability to get it yourself. Why would you want to covet somebody else's hand, what somebody else's hand, what somebody else has? People do it all the time. People get killed because of jealousy, envy, spite, hatred, just pure hatred. How do you hate something because they have something that you don't have? I want y'all to come tell me something about that. How do you hate somebody for having something that you have the ability to have yourself, but they went through the process to get whatever it is that they have, but you think it's supposed to be just freely given to you? What they do with that? How does that even, and I'm live today. I'm real live today. So I even open up the chat. I want y'all to answer that for me. It's some things that we on a very conscious level need to become aware of. The simplest law in the whole book is treat people where they're going to be treated. So if you think lying on somebody is the way you want to be treated, guess what? You'll be lied on, and then your lies will come unraveled. If you think taking something that does not belong to you is the right thing to do, guess what? That will fail too. If you think talking down on people lifts you up, then it's a fool somewhere in there. It's a fool who thinks that. Let me tell you something. Called me, no lie. They called me and was saying something to me, talking some trash to me. I said, first of all, I don't want to hear what nobody else said. I'm gonna tell you why I won't hear it. Because I don't listen to trash. If they had something to say, they would have did. They said it to me. They wouldn't have said it behind me. They would have been powerful enough to say it to me. But because they couldn't say it to me, don't think you telling me something. I don't want to know it. Let me be in the dark about a lie. I don't want to know it. And that's the truth. I won't know it. Because they ain't got no power. They don't have no power. They don't have any power. Their power is behind the shadows. You know, I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie. What's the name of it? The Crucifixion of, you know, that movie. The Mel Gibson movie. Yeah, The Crucifixion of Christ. You remember when Jesus was on the cross? See, that's when people were talking about him and lying on him and saying that he did something wrong. And it was all about him. And Jesus was on that cross saying, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. See, sometimes those kind of things going to happen to you in your life. And you're going to have to say, Father, forgive them because they know not what they do. They don't even realize. Hey, pretty lady. They don't even realize that the lies that they tell on you are telling something about them. And that's when you have spiritual freaking intelligence. That's spiritual intelligence. If I had to call you to tell you, let me tell you what such and such said about you, that's not me being a friend. That's not me being a friend of you. First of all, I'm not even going to allow that conversation to happen. That's the kind of friend that I am. You ain't gonna first of all, you're not going to talk about damn one of mine. Period. You're not going to be able to talk about them. To me. Now, and even if they talked about me to you, guess what? It takes to hold a conversation. So while you trying to go in the darkness and play both ends of the field, I see you. Because I don't need you like that. And you got to be like that with your people. You got to be like that with people and become aware. When people come talking about people to you, you better look at them differently. You better see something. You better see it. And you better see it for yourself because it's standing right there in front of you. My mama used to say stuff like this: dog that bring a bone, take a bone. You have to ask the question, why are you bringing a bone? What is your motive to get out of this? What are you trying to win? You know, it's a motive for people to do the things that they do. You got to become spiritually aware of things. Be careful of people that's jealous, envious, hateful, spiteful, looking to come steal, kill, and destroy. Because if you allow them to come steal, kill, and destroy, that's exactly what the freak they gonna do. And they're not gonna be happy till they tear your kingdom down. And then when they tear your kingdom down, then what's gonna happen? They tear your kingdom down, they ain't got no place for you to go. But they made a way of escape for themselves. And then you sitting there looking like Willie Lump Lump. Looking like Willie Lump Lump. Because you allowed somebody to come in and take away from you the knowledge that was previously written in your heart before you were even born and took your first breath. God wrote some stuff inside of you for you to remember who you are, for you to understand that life is about learning to love what you don't understand, not hating on what you can't understand. Life is about not being jealous or envious about anybody or anything. It's about having zeal for somebody else. How can God give you something and you can't even give it first to yourself and then give it to another person? How is it you can't be happy for another individual? Like everything just supposed to happen for you and ain't nobody else supposed to get the glory out of nothing but you. How did it work? I want somebody to tell me, what kind of mindset is this? Because I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing it a little bit too often. I'm seeing that people don't understand divine laws. I'm seeing that people don't understand karmic laws. I see people doing some of the got to be more careful. Why are you doing this? There is nothing, and I want you to hear me. It ain't nothing outside of you. Nothing is outside of you. Nothing, not one thing. Everything is inside of you. And tapping into that, what's going on inside of me will end the conflict that is going on outside of you. Because ain't nobody doing nothing to you but you. We have the tendency, I'm not saying you because I don't want to separate because I've been there and I've done that. So I'm going to say we have the tendency sometimes to not even be consciously aware of how we show up. And at some point in time, you got to look in the mirror and say, I'm sick of what I see. Like, this is not working for nobody. Am I operating in a space of love? Am I truly operating in a space that does no harm to anybody? Am I impeding anybody or trying to stop someone's progress in freaking life? If that's what your intention is, you fall short of the law. There's a form of spiritual ignorance going on. Spiritually, things are just laid out plain. Treat people the way you want to be treated. How hard is this? How hard is this? But for some reason, we have the tendency to just look at people, judge people, talk about people. If people come to you and reveal themselves unto you, and just reveal their heart unto you, and be as honest as they can possibly be, we have a tendency to turn that stuff around and make them seem like the bad person. And that's not what the world is. The world, in a mentally sane person's mind, because I'm gonna say, I'm gonna keep saying it. It's too many people out here with mental illness, with traumas, with things that they have not even attempted to deal with. And because they haven't even attempted to deal with it, they want everybody else to deal with it. They want everybody else to deal with their nasty behind. Why do you feel like people got to deal with you? That's when you begin to set boundaries and say, no, not up in here. No, not around me. No, I'm over here doing this right now. And I won't be distracted, and I won't be, I just won't be. It's some things, and you have to get like that in your life. I don't care what your age is. You can be 20. Some things you just don't want in your life, and it's okay that you don't want them in your life. Some people that you don't want to be around, and it's okay that you won't be around. Ain't nothing wrong with them. That's not your circle. That ain't your group. That's not your clan, and that's cool. I have been through many conscious states, many levels of consciousness. Okay, I have been there. I think I told y'all about. I found myself in a room with a bunch of angry people. And I'm sitting up there looking around saying, well, I don't feel like none of these people. What am I doing here? At one point in time, I was an angry person. So that's why I found myself in that room. And then the moment that I realized that I was in a room full of angry people, that's when the shift began. That's not who I am. That's not the essence of Lajuska. That's a consciousness that needs to be thrown in the trash. And so I threw it in the trash. We've got to get to a point where we desire spiritual intelligence. That's the key. We're praying for everything, and most of the things that most of us pray for are all against these 10 commandments. Think about it. Think about it. Because of the lack of spiritual intelligence. That's the most important thing there is in life. God gave us all three things: power, love, and a sound mind. Remember those three: power, love, and a sound mind. Power, love, and a sound mind. Power, love, and a sound mind. That's it. Do you have? Yeah, we all have the power. But do you have the love? And do you have a sound mind? Is your mind sound? Because the soundness is the silence. Or are there always thoughts raging through you? Are you always having negative conversations with yourself? Are the people around you negative ninnies that have nothing positive to say anywhere? What's up, sis? Are you surrounding yourself by the correct people in your life? Are you surrounding yourself with people that want you to grow and become, and people that are telling you the only person that should matter in your life is the girl in the mirror? What makes that girl mirror freaking happy? Are you just around people that pour love into you? Or are you around people that are pouring something different into you? Are you around people that's teaching you what love is? They're showing it as plain as they possibly can. Are you around people that's pouring some other stuff into you? This is love, and it's something totally different than love. Think about, even with our children, are we always being love? Or are we being what the world has told us we are? Are we being aggravated? Are we being frustrated? Are we being stressed out? Are we being all those things to another human being that does not even deserve it? It's okay to question yourself. It's okay to change the patterns that have gone on in a family's generational lineage. It's okay to want to be better. And it's not better than anybody. It's better for yourself to be better for society. That's the only better that matters. To be better for humanity's sake. To be aware of that. That's the best thing that anybody can do. The next thing is to always strive. Always strive to be better than you were the day before. Push through. And don't let psychic attacks and judgments of others despair you or put you in a state of despair. I'm at the house the other day, the little boy out there playing basketball, and he said, I'm weakest one out here, baby. I couldn't get down the steps fast enough. Baby, don't you ever speak over your life like that. Don't you ever speak over your life and yourself like that again. Keep throwing, keep trying, keep going. Never stop. This is your life. Make your life count. Make it count for your children if you don't want to make it count for yourself. I would suggest that you make it count for yourself. Because once you make it count for yourself, your children and everything attached to you, it counts for them too. See, the chain of life is intricately connected. We're all intricately connected. It's like a beautiful tapestry. That's how God thought of us. All created, made, powerful within our own essence. But because of being raised and you can't do this, can't do that, and I don't know how you're gonna do this. I don't know why she wanna do that. You know she can't do this and this, that. All them .coms people put on you. Baby, brush your shoulders off. Brush your shoulders off. They know not even what they talk about. Find your own power because God gave you power, gave you power. Find your power, and then you stand up and you walk in your own power. But you don't allow people to tell you that they're the power in your life. No, you're the only power in your life. So sorry to inform you. Don't give nobody else your power. Your power belongs to you. Your energy belongs to you. Be careful of these contracts that y'all sign with one another. I understand we have contracts coming in, but then you get on the We get on this earth and lose our freaking mind. We get on this planet and then we begin to sign contracts that take us out of our own family lineage. We bind ourselves to things, people, out of our own freaking free will. We do that. And then once we bind ourselves in these contracts to people, we get upset. Because now we got to learn the lesson. We got to learn how to untangle ourselves from the situation. When you have the ability to do everything, just you and God, you're never alone. You just have the ability to do it by yourself. All these codependent relationships, one person needs another person. What do you need this person for? Do you want the person, but do you have to really need them? Do you have the ability to pay your own bills? Do you have the ability to, have your own space and time? Or do you have the ability to just sit down and be quiet by yourself? See, you can't be with nobody else until you learn how to be with yourself. That's it. As a child, your parents hold their hand and you hold their hand. And so now in your mind, you grow up and you think you always got to be holding somebody's hand. Hold the Lord's hand. Hold that invisible Father that you have. Hold that hand. The one that gives you strength, that gives you power, that gives you sustaining power, fortitude. Hold that hand. Because the Bible tells you, man, let you down every time. So then you don't lean into another to save you. You lean into the arms of the one that you don't even see, knowing that this too shall pass, and I'm gonna make it happen. Not I'm gonna go looking for somebody to make it happen for me. No, I'm gonna make it happen. With the God in me, we gonna make it happen. But I'm not looking for somebody to come make it happen for me. Unnecessary madness. Too many young girls are out here looking for people to get them out of their situations, and they get entangled with foolishness. They have drugs in their house. They have around their children now and think they're doing something. You just bought something in your house that could tear your house completely up and have your children taken away from you. Have a sound mind. Do not want that much attention. And when I was in Maryland, this is a true story. Young lady there with a guy in front of the children. He beat her with a pistol. Children traumatized. She's still on the phone with him. How that work? Person already said, I hate you, you die. Get out of these relationships. See them for what they are. Ask God to take the veil off so that you may see what you have allowed in your house. It's time to get spiritually intelligent, young ladies. I'm a mother to many, and I love each and every last one of y'all. But a lot of the things that happen in your life is because spiritually, you're disconnected. You're disconnected to the one that's connected to you. The one that's telling you, don't do this, you're doing it anyway. And then in the end, you're the only person suffering the consequence of the choice that you made. Find the time to be alone. Find the time to just have that space for just you and the Creator. Find the place inside of you that you may think is feeling voided. like it's nothing now, and you fill that space up. You fill it up. You fill it up and ask God to help you to fill it up. Help you to take away the darkness so that you may see the light, so that you can see how pleasing you are and that you're not flawed, you're flawless. Ask God to do that and get out of this spiritual ignorance, looking for something. You ain't got no business looking for nothing no way. Somebody said that. Looking for this, and I'm looking for that, I'm looking for this. Look to the hills from which cometh your help, and all your help comes from the Lord. Look to the hills which cometh your help, and all the help comes from God. Look to the hills. Even the Bible tell you, go to God for wisdom, go to God for knowledge, go to God for fortitude, go to God, go to God, go to God. Quit going to man. You got the answers and he will supply. Won't mislead you or misdirect you. God doesn't have a motive behind what God does. God wants the highest good for your life. He just wants you to want it too. Want the highest good for yourself. Want the highest good for your children. Want the highest good for your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. Want the highest good. And don't just settle. Settle for what? Why? My girlfriend said that you're too phenomenal. You're too phenomenal to settle. And carry yourself in a way that you may attract something better. You walking around here half naked and your bonnet on and carrying on. That's where you are. But if you want a different type of person to be attracted to you, don't you think it's something you got to do? It's a part that you have to play. You got to change a lot about you to become what's in your heart anyway. Paying attention to how you truly see yourself. How do you see you so that the world can see you? Not with your breasts hanging all out. You know, not cussing and raising Cain all the time. Who want to be around that? Not drunk Sue, not high Betty, not baby maker. And it's okay because all of that has been done. What do you do from this point on? After you realize all of that is behind me. So now this is before me. What do I do with my before, my now? That's the only thing that matters is now. What are the decisions that you are making that is going to give your life a pivotal change? What are you doing right now that's going to just change your whole family dynamic, change your whole life, and becoming intelligent enough to not be ignorant spiritually, to hold yourself accountable for what you are choosing and who you are choosing to be. Intelligence. That is a gift from God, and we're all infinitely intelligent. We've just been taught some other stuff. We've been taught and kind of persuaded by the world. You know, that's why people want to covet stuff. You want to covet what somebody else has? I don't get it. It's like lost. It's like you're in the world of Jumanji. It's foolishness. What God has given, no man can take it away. Nobody can do that. Nobody can do that. People have crazy thought processes. Anyway, I had to pop on. Been in the conference all day. Had a beautiful time, and I wanted to talk about spiritual ignorance compared to spiritual intelligence. See, spiritual intelligence is truly just holding yourself accountable for the choices that you make and not making choices and blaming other people for the choices that you make. And understanding what is your motive in the choices that you're making. So a lot of times we have motives why we do what we do. And to make sure when you're making a decision or doing something in your life that there's no motive attached to it, except this is for my highest good, my highest, greatest good, and for everybody involved. Not just what Latiska wants, but what is everybody attached to Latiska gonna get out of this too? My highest, greatest good for not just myself, but for every person involved. That's how we operate on the planet. I love you. You have a beautiful, blessed, amazing night. I will see you tomorrow. I'm going night night. Love you.